The conclusion of Acolyte Episode 7 sheds light on Brenock and the sad circumstances that led to the transformation of Jedi into liars. After the Acolyte's third episode left many questions unanswered, Episode 7 was eagerly awaited. The show has been hinting for 4 episodes that answers regarding the fateful night on the planet of Brenock will be revealed. But May and Osha's childhood was full of unanswered questions. The conclusion of Acolyte Episode 6 demonstrated that these solutions were at last available, and Episode 7 provided them. By the time of the conclusion of the Acolyte Episode 7, more information about the true fate of the Brenock witches had emerged. For a week, we will put the Acolyte's Sith Lord Qimir aside, as Episode 7 explained the precise part the Jedi played in demolishing Brenock's fortress. This is intrinsically related to the destiny and beginnings of May and Osha, their eventual state, and how a string of terrible miscommunications could lead the Jedi Order members to deceive the Council. The Acolyte custom image by Sean Morrison shows Master Soul as a young man consoling Osha and, as an adult, similing at Osha. What the Jedi were doing on Brenock in the first place was one of the many unanswered questions following the Acolyte Episode 3. This was made abundantly evident by the Jedi's return to the planet in Acolyte Episode 7, which told the story from their point of view instead of Osha's or May's. The Jedi were sent to Brenock in the Acolyte to look into the planet's unexplained biological growth. According to Indara, the High Republic-era book stories of Star Wars once described a hyperspace disaster that killed all life on the planet Brenock. The corpses of the Brenock witches in the Acolyte Episode 3 were one of the clearest indications that there were still unanswered questions. The witches appeared to be unaffected by the fire that killed them, as they were found dead rather than scorched or otherwise altered. The true fate of the witches and the Jedi's involvement are disclosed in Episode 7 of The Acolyte. To put an end to the unwanted mission on the planet, Torben hurried to take the girls back to Coruscant, after learning that Brenock's Force Virgins was the cause of Osha and May's enigmatic origins. When Sul and Torben arrive at Brenock's compound, the witches greet them. Sul is pursuing Torben. May seems to inform Anastasia that Osha's life is in danger due to the fire she started, escalating tensions. Sul lashes out in fear as Anastasia tries to save Osha with a dark side force power. Anastasia is killed by a lightsaber stab by Sul, who then provokes her coven to attack the Jedi. The remaining witches utilize their abilities to enter Kelnaka's mind and force him to attack Sul and Torben after he arrives to aid his friends. When Indara arrives, he uses the Force to free Kelnaka's mind and subdue him. The last of Brenock's witches die and fall to the ground as a result. As for why, this is probably due to the pressure of defeating Kelnaka and Indara's resistance. Gaining control over a Wookiee's mind would probably be a difficult task, made even more difficult by Indara's Force abilities. Force struggles can, in extreme circumstances, result in death, as Luke's death in The Last Jedi made clear. Brenock's witches perished as a result of Indara's power being too great for them. In the Acolyte Episode 7, Mother Koril is the subject of one of the major revelations. The Acolyte Episode 3 demonstrated that Koril possesses a greater sense of darkness than Anastasia. This darkness was highlighted during the Episode 7 return to Brenock. Koril forced her child to stop Osha from leaving, which made her partially to blame for the fire that May started. Later, when the Jedi arrive at the compound, Koril's hostile behavior and Sol's choice to kill Anastasia play a part in sparking a fight between the warriors. It's interesting that Koril runs away before the fight can finish. Koril has the same capacity to change into a cloud of dark side energy as Anastasia. As Kelnaka arrives, Koril uses this power to escape Brenock, possibly hinting at a larger role for her in the future. Koril's body is not visible, even though the witches are slain after being driven from Kelnaka's mind. It might come to light that Koril lived and is now influencing the events taking place in the Acolyte's story. The Acolyte Episode 7's climactic scene features Indara, Sol, and Torben considering their options. According to Indara, they should tell the Council the whole truth, just with some details omitted. The truth told by Indara is that May ignited the fire that killed the Brenock witches. What Indara told the council is true, from one perspective, as Obi-Wan once stated. Anasea's true form was revealed by the fire, which also led to Saul killing her, Koril and the witches possessing Kelnaka, and Indara freeing the Wookiee and indirectly killing the witches.